Hi, my name's Avery Wilbrock, and my article is on an acoustic analysis of fluctuations in the voices of normal adult speakers across 3 times of day. The article that I looked at aims to look at an individual's speaking fundamental frequency, vocal amplitude, and standard deviation of speaking fundamental frequency, or SFF, change from morning, noon, to afternoon. This article looks at SFF variety based on whether or not it is from connected speech versus a sustained vowel, as well as determining the overall degrees of variation in SFF and vocal amplitude. This research is needed to provide more knowledge on how voice parameters might change over time for normal speakers. Change in SFF, vocal amplitude, and standard deviations could potentially have implications for clinical application. As far as the population goes, the study conducted trials with 20 adult participants ranging from 18 to 40 years old. There are 10 females and 10 males total. The average age of female participants was 28.4 years old, and for males, it was 26.4 years old. All participants in the study exhibited a normal sounding voice at the time of testing. Participants must be non-smokers and pass a pure tone audiometric screening test. Excluded participants included participants with formal singing training, individuals with a history of voice disorders, individuals with a history of hearing loss, participants with allergies, colds, or sore throats at the time of testing. Participants were all selected from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and the Madonna Professional Care Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. As far as the methods section, the dependent variables measured were speaking fundamental frequency, measured in hertz, vocal amplitude, measured in decibels, and standard deviation of speaking fundamental frequency, measured in hertz. How the variables were tested: participants read a 65-word passage, including a targeted phrase. Each speaker read a total of 5 times. From each of the 5 readings, only 3 were chosen for analysis. Acoustic analysis was conducted using specialized software to extract the SFF, dBSPL, and standard deviation from the recordings. Readings were recorded on a magnetic tape in a sound-treated booth. Readings were made on a Revox A77 recorder, and calibration of the vocal amplitude was done using a piston phone. Speech samples played into an analog to digital converter connected to an Apple computer, and waveform peaks were manually marked. As far as the results of this research, the researchers concluded that the time of day has a measurable impact on certain aspects of vocal production, particularly in male speakers. Their findings showed a significant increase in male fundamental frequency from morning to afternoon, rising from an average of 109.6 Hz to 116.2 Hz. This supports their prediction that vocal characteristics would vary with psychological changes throughout the day, such as increased muscle tension or vocal warm-up effects that typically occur as the day progresses. These changes suggest that the male voice might become slightly higher in pitch as the vocal folds become more activated or hydrated over time. In contrast, while female participants also demonstrated a slight increase in pitch from 200.7 Hz in the morning to 205.5 Hz in the afternoon, this change was not statistically significant. This outcome did not fully support the researchers' expectations and may be attributed to naturally greater variability in female vocal patterns or other psychological cycles such as your hormonal. Additionally, vocal intensity or loudness remained fairly consistent throughout the day for both sexes, indicating that amplitude is not as susceptible to changes throughout the day. Overall, the study partially confirmed the researchers' hypothesis especially regarding male vocal pitch, while raising new questions about sex-specific vocal variation and its underlying causes. In conclusion, this article testing revealed that male speakers experience a significant increase in SFF from morning to afternoon, while females did not have a consistent pattern of change. Both male and female speakers showed no significant changes in vocal amplitude, although the standard deviation did increase from morning to afternoon. Limitations in the study may be that data was collected over one day with a small sample size, as well as speakers have a lot of variability and inconsistencies. It may be beneficial for more research to be done with a larger sample size and over the course of more days. Because the results vary so greatly from each person, it may be important to take into account when clinicians are assessing or treating a vocal disorder.